Hi, it's Abbey Dyer-Aminette, female entrepreneur, coach, and success strategist, and welcome to another episode of the Lead with Positivity Vodcast, where every week we bring stories about female entrepreneurs that are showing up big in their communities and putting big ideas into action. Today, I want to welcome Yvonne Dam, and let's just jump right in. Tell me a little bit about you and your business.
Hi, yes. So thank you for having me. About my business, I help women, high achievers, who are very driven, and because they're driven and they're great at what they do, they find themselves at that point where they have a lot of clients, which is great, but they don't have the time to serve their clients. So they're in this catch-22 situation because they want to expand their business, but how? Because there are never enough hours in a day. And that's where I help them, because I help female entrepreneurs to grow their business in less time.
And that time for money challenge is what so many people have when they have their own business. So
True.
Tell me a little bit about what motivated you to start your business.
Yeah, so when I've worked in the corporate world for over 25 years, and I started as a tax lawyer. So I had to study hard, I had to be effective. Then I joined a big audit firm where literally every minute was on the clock. So I learned how to be very effective, how to be very efficient, and I learned to give a lot. So I gave and I gave and I gave, and I burned out. I really very seriously burned out. And that was over 15 years ago. And I had to break basically my work addiction. Now, I managed to work in a different way during my corporate period. But when I started my own company, little did I know that it kind of started all over again, because once you are your own company, you're everything. So I fell into the same trap, and then I decided no more. This is now going to stop. It's going to be different. So everything I learned, I implemented it in my business, and now I work so much less, but I have so much more fun, and it's going way better. That's what I teach other women too.
That work addiction, right? It's real,
Yes.
right? It happens in corporate. It happens as much or more as an entrepreneur, right? When you're trying to get your own things off the ground.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your greatest inspiration and why.
My greatest inspiration, I don't have one person. Well, I admire Oprah Winfrey because it's almost against all odds. That's what I really, really like. And I like that she's so connected with a lot of people. But I find inspiration everywhere. I love to walk in nature and I get inspired, but sometimes I'm just sitting on the couch and I get inspired. So yeah, it's everywhere.
And who doesn't love Oprah?
Oh yeah.
She's such an interesting person, and you're absolutely right. Kind of that underdog, right?
Yes.
Coming from nothing and against all odds to have an empire, and she really does.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about one of your biggest struggles in your business. So as a female entrepreneur, there is automation, there are email nurtures, there are all of the millions of things that you're trying to balance. Where do you find that difficult?
Well, back in my corporate days, the IT department, they were my best mates, Yes. If I had a problem, I had them on speed dial. I knew their names and they always helped me out. So when I started my own business, all of a sudden I was head of IT, and till this day, it's not my thing. So rather quickly, I found support there, and I've got this team member, and he's amazing. And that used to be my biggest struggle. Sometimes it still is, because we work virtually, and some things with technology, you simply have to be here. But I know it's a weakness, so I hire someone who, complements my weakness with their strengths.
And I think that is a great tip in itself, right? We hire out the things we either don't want to do or where we need other expertise, and that's okay.
Yes.
Right? As a female entrepreneur, you need to hire support in order to be able to scale. So absolutely.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your biggest win as a female entrepreneur.
Oh, my biggest win was definitely beating my work addiction. You know, the finally letting go of the need to always work, allowing myself to have Wednesdays off, allowing myself not to start before 10 a.m., but also allowing the flexibility in my business. The whole reason why I started my business was more freedom, to spend more time with my little one, but to also have, time for me. And having achieved that, for sure, that's my biggest win.
Well, and I think many people step back at points in their life and think, what am I without work? Right?
Yeah.
You lose yourself in
Yeah.
work in the same way that some people lose themselves in their children.
Yeah.
Right. And at some point you have to take a step back and go, oh yeah, there's me. I'm supposed to have fun and joy and have free time. And that's really what life is about. Right.
For sure. Yeah. No, I'm totally with you. We lose ourselves rather quickly. And I think especially as women, we tend to be very giving and always place the other, oh, you're more important than us. It's even funny when we go somewhere. I don't know about you, but I had the tendency, we would go, so the whole family would be ready, including the dog. And then I decided, oh, I actually needed a toilet like 15 minutes ago, but you just are so eager to get everyone. That's one of those stupid things, and an example of putting yourself last instead of just saying, hey,
right.
2 minutes. I'll be back.
Absolutely. So you work with women,
Yes.
looking for time management, productivity types of advice. Tell us a little bit about your program or programs and how you work with female entrepreneurs.
Yeah. So my program is called the High Achievers Freedom Code, because I truly believe that we all need a bit more freedom. And I first always start with an analysis. When I worked in change management with multi-million-dollar companies, we always start with an analysis. So first look at, okay, what's currently going on and what can we improve rather quickly? Because there are quick wins waiting for you. You are wasting time, you're not even aware of it. And then once we found that, we've managed that, we're going to see, okay, how can we streamline your business? Because for sure, I can already tell you, most likely you're doing too much. You're doing too much, and you could do less, but you could do better by doing less and by focusing more. And then once we've set up the more strategic side of things, because that's where most people want to start, not everybody, but most people, we are actually going to look at, hey, but how's your mindset? So I work with a combination of strategy and mindset, because I know that we keep ourselves back. The number one reason why you're not there where you want to be, why you're not expanding as fast as you can, is because something is going on within you that is telling you, I can't, I'm not good enough, I'm not this or what. Especially as women, we have, I think, more gremlins than anyone else.
Absolutely.
So that's for sure something that we work on. And then we work on the implementation of the strategy, and you're going to see the results, and it's just going to blow your mind.
And I absolutely agree. One, that transformation is so important, right? And being able to help people really get there. And mindset. Wow, do we get in our own ways?
Yes.
And I do think that as women, we often have kind of these negative sort of stereotypes and other things coming at us all the time, right? Whether that is family and expectations or society and expectations or media and expectations. It is hard to not find yourself in a position where you need what I call anchors and tools to make sure that you're able to remind yourself, put a cue for yourself, something to make sure that you go, oh, wait, I'm getting back into whatever that pattern was, right? Fear, yes. Some kind of limiting belief, whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
So tell me, what is the number one thing you would share with a female entrepreneur about your work? And how you kind of transform or help women?
Well, if you're feeling overwhelmed right now, because a lot of women feel overwhelmed by all that they have to do, I can tell you that you're most likely, I already said it, you're doing too much. Okay. So my solution is always you either stop doing something, and this sounds so easy, and I think it's the hardest of all. You stop it, you outsource it, you delegate, or you automate. That's basically where you need to go. So if you're doing something and you don't like doing it, ask yourself, should I rather stop it? If so, please do. If you can't stop it and you see a merit in it, but you don't want to do it, then either give it to someone else who loves it, or simply automate it. And by looking at all those tasks that you currently have under you, look at the ones you don't like and be honest, because there are many you don't like. And ask yourself those 3 questions. Should I do it? No, I shouldn't do it at all. Okay, stop it. Could someone else do it for me? Yeah, outsource it. Or if you don't like it, but it has to be done and it has to be done by you, make it fun. Because that's the other thing. Too often we make it so hard for ourselves. I mean, this is our own business, so we should make it fun. So what can you do to make it fun and then go and do it?
Absolutely. We forget sometimes that we get to make those decisions, right?
Yes.
I also think that we don't necessarily always step back and go, oh, I could stop that, right?
Yeah.
I don't actually have to do that. Right.
Yeah.
I am the top #1 decision maker here.
Yeah.
and I can decide not to. Absolutely. Yeah. Great tips, great insight. So tell me about how you define a success mindset.
I think a success mindset for me is someone who's flexible and who is very determined and committed to get wherever they want to go to. All too often, I really love it when women dream big, right? That's what I like. But I don't mind whether it's big or whether it's a smaller dream in someone else's eyes, as long as you're committed to go for it and you just keep going. You're just going after it day and again. You don't have to always make big steps, but every day 1% more than the day before. The compound effect is super large. You get, I need to say this right, 3,800% more by the end of the year, because the effect compounds and compounds and compounds. So for me, that's a success mindset. Don't ask why isn't it happening, but what can I do today to make it happen? And go for that 1% and just simply amaze yourself.
Absolutely. I love that. So as you're working with women and managing your own business and home and all of those things, how do you stay motivated?
Oh, well, I have a burning desire to show women that you don't have to work 24/7. I really, excuse me, I almost get emotional. Can you hear it? I beat my own work addiction. I've been telling myself lies far too long. I work too hard and I missed out so much fun. And I really don't think it's worth it. So that's my motivation, to show more people that we actually can have more fun and relax. My motto in life is work less, get more.
I love that. I actually was just working with a client not a handful of days ago where we were talking about, so when you think about all of the aspects of your life, right, where do you feel like you're falling short? And where were they falling short? In fun, enjoyment, spontaneity, all of those things. And we do, to your point, work addiction, our own business, lose sight of some of those things. That is what life is really all about.
Yeah.
So, all right. One last piece of advice you would give other female entrepreneurs.
The way I go about my day to make sure that I get the right things done and I stop the overwhelm is every morning when I do my own morning ritual. It's very important to start your day with some time for you, so nobody can take it away. But I always ask myself, and this is before I open anything, right? I haven't checked it. So it's all in my head, and you'll be surprised what's in your head. I ask myself, so what are my 3 most impactful actions for the day? So 3 things, and they should be doable in a day. Don't write down, I'm going to write my book today, or I'm changing my website. We have a tendency to do that, but make them doable. 3 most impactful actions. When you start your day by actually doing those 3, you are gonna nail it. The overwhelm will disappear and you will get so much more done. So that's my tip. Just really ask yourself every day, what are my 3 most impactful actions? And it could actually be take the afternoon off and go to the beach.
Yes, that sounds like a wonderful item to put on the list.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for being here and talking about how you are working with women from a productivity perspective and a mindset perspective to help them achieve all of those amazing things that they want to. And thank all of you for joining us for the Lead with Positivity Vodcast, where action-taking female entrepreneurs are doing big things in their communities and coming here to tell us about it as only they can. If you like this story, please subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.